Good morning, my name is Chris Larish and I'm the winemaker at Larish Wines. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about our Mountain Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a new release, small batch for us, that's coming from 2 vineyards. Now the one vineyard is based in the Jonkershoek Valley, over my left shoulder, and the second vineyard is based on the Simonsberg mountain, which is over on my right hand shoulder. Now we've put these 2 wines together to showcase the influence of the mountains on Stellenbosch and on the terroir of Stellenbosch. As you can see behind me, we have got a wall of mountains really that are sitting towards the east of the region, and they're all going over 1,000 meters above sea level. So very quickly does the terrain change, and you go from 0 or below 80 meters as our Ocean Cabernet Sauvignon, and these vineyards just climb up the side of these mountain slopes, and we're planting all the way up into 600 meters above sea level. Now these mountains have got mainly 3 major factors that play out on the wine. Firstly, it's the soils. Secondly, it's the altitude. And thirdly, it's the synoptic and mountain breezes that we're working with. Now, regarding the soils, these mountains are actually new within the ancient landscape of Stellenbosch. And the soils going up these mountain slopes are younger soils. Now, keep in mind, all the soils in Stellenbosch are ancient, but these are just a little bit less ancient. And what has happened is that you've got granite that was exposed, decomposed granite, they're nice and deep, the roots can go far down, and you've got very good water retention, good nutrients availability to the roots, and these are typically cooler soils. So late in the season, you see ripening starting a little bit later, or budding starting a little bit later, and ripening typically happens about a month later than our ocean blocks. The second impact is obviously altitude. Both of these vineyards are sitting over 250 meters above sea level, and the vineyards, actually you can see the ocean from when you're standing in the vineyards, but that altitude and sitting in the shadow of the mountains means they're getting sunlight a little bit later in the morning, but they're well exposed to the afternoon suns on the western slopes, so you get good ripeness development and lovely heat and warmth coming off them. But that altitude cools down the vineyard sun slightly, and you don't have the heat trap that you find in the basins or down in the lower valley of Stellenbosch. If you actually move up this vineyard, it actually becomes cooler. Then the third impact will be the winds. So we've got the southeasterly synoptic wind, which blows straight off the mountains. You've got that cooler air coming off the mountain tops that sucks into the valley and comes through the region. The wind is a bit warmer than the ocean breeze, but it still has a cooling impact on the vineyards. Secondly, we've got the mountain breezes that actually flows in the night. The air moves from the valley where it's a little bit warmer, the warm air travels up the mountain slopes, and that gives you a little bit more warmth in the evenings. And where this is really playing a factor is late in the season towards April. That lovely warm air floating up the sides of the mountain warms up the vineyards and helps them to actually finish ripening and get full ripeness late in the season when it already starts to cool down into April. So taste these 2 wines, or this specific blend, and see if you can pick up the influence of the mountain and these 3 factors that play a role in it.